Okay, everybody. Today I have Jessica Lowe with Howard Hannah. Welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hello.
Yeah, this is exciting, actually. This is the first time I've actually had you in the studio and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Stuff.
it's
That's
great
cool.
in here.
Yeah.
The ambiance is beautiful.
It's awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about who you are and how long you've been doing real estate, that type of thing.
Yeah. I'm Jessica Lowe. I'm born and raised here in the Toledo area. Started in the real estate business back in 2016. I was on the title side of things, dabbled in the mortgage side of things, worked for a couple of lenders here in the area. And then in 2023, I decided to take the test and get my real estate license. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize you had all that other experience with you.
Yeah. I think that background for me definitely, sets me aside from some of the other agents here in the area.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I've talked with some agents that have been either on the mortgage side and then the real estate, but not on the title side, right?
Yeah, and that was just for a short time. And then also, my dad has been in the business on all sides of the table my entire life.
What has he done?
He was in the mortgage side for a long time, subprime back in the day, a lot of marketing, and now he is in the marketing for a title company here in our area.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah.
So you probably send a lot of your business.
A lot of it does, yep. Liberty Title.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You're full circle. I'm learning a lot about you now.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah. So, what do you enjoy the most so far? I mean, because they're probably all completely different, right?
Yes, for sure. I would say real estate as a real estate agent is where I have always meant to be.
Is it more the social aspect?
I think I've always been a social person, so I think that love meeting new people, leadership is important to me, relationship building, all of that.
Yeah.
I got involved in the Women's Council of Realtors.
Yep. What's that been like?
That's been wonderful.
Yeah.
The relationships, the friendships I've made has been, nothing short of amazing. A lot of those ladies I think I'll be friends with forever.
Yeah.
Also just Women's Council as a whole and what they bring and the leadership and all of those things, I think
Right.
everyone should be a part of it.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Do you have any advice for younger people just getting into the business?
Mentorship. I think that new agents need a good mentor. You study and you take that test, but there is nothing that can get you ready for spreading your wings and flying in this industry.
Right.
And having a good mentor to help you with not only understanding the process, but the paperwork, how to even communicate with clients or other agents when you're in a deal.
Yeah.
Building good relationships is a huge part of being successful in this business, not just the knowledge of everything.
Yeah.
So I think having a good mentor that, knows the contract, knows the educational part of the business, but as well as showing you, events and meeting new people and all that, that's all a huge part of this business.
And it's interesting because on the outside, people looking as far as like thinking about what agents do, they think they just sell houses and stuff like that, right? Or show houses. But being an agent actually is so much more behind the scenes with the network. The networking part is actually probably the most important thing, in my opinion.
I mean, look at you and I.
Yeah.
I met you from a fellow friend / agent. Love you, and now we've built a relationship, right? And now I've given you your name to people, and I think they're starting to use you. We'd have to talk about that. But I mean, all of that matters.
Yeah.
Same to go with lenders, and you have the loyalty is huge. You have a lot of agents that are loyal to certain people in certain aspects of this business.
Yeah.
But it is good to always keep your door open.
Yeah.
I am obviously loyal to Liberty Title. That's where my dad works.
Yeah.
That being said, I have great relationships with other title companies because you never know.
You never know.
It's usually the buyer's choice, and
Yeah.
you still want to have those good relationships, because if I do have a deal, I don't want someone at that title company like, oh, Jessica Lowe, you still always keep that. And same with lenders. You have some lenders that, might not do down payment assistance programs,
Yeah,
or
right.
or a lender has access to certain funds or programs that other lenders don't. So it's good to always keep those doors open.
I didn't realize how important it was those relationships were to agents, because if I'm a seller or a buyer, I think what you do, your responsibilities are mostly just buy and sell houses or show houses, but it's really so much more in the background with the relationships. And the better you do on the back end, building those relationships, I think can increase your chances of success. Because like you said, some lenders may have different programs that are more tailored towards whatever that particular buyer situation is, right?
100%.
Yeah,
Yep.
interesting.
It's huge.
What's the biggest thing that you learned about being in the business so far?
So far, I would say being more like vulnerable and personable on my socials. People like to see that, obviously, within reason.
Sure.
But sharing more about your life, and letting people get to know you. I've had a few social media leads, from people private messaging me, wanting to talk in more detail about listing their home or helping them buy, and be like, how did you get my information?
Right.
And they're like, I've been seeing you on social media, and I just love the way you represent yourself.
Yeah.
And some things people can share that can get you in trouble. So I say that, with you still got to make good choices on what you're sharing. But me sharing my kids and my family and my husband and the things that I like to do, I think that is important.
Yeah. Is it difficult doing social media? It's not as easy as some people.
You're getting me more comfortable, David. So I've never even done anything like this before.
Yeah.
So
You did really.
yeah, it's fun. I love to chat. I could sit here and chat with you all day.
Yeah.
So this might be a new thing we can start doing.
Yeah. Yes.
You never know.
I like your nails, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Still Christmas trees. I'm going tomorrow. But the green, Howard Hanna, you know.
Let's talk about Howard Hanna.
Yeah.
Tell us what it's like as a brokerage and kind of what people can expect.
Yeah. So when I first got licensed, I was with EXP. Great place to be. I felt, eventually it just maybe was a little outside of where I wanted to be and go with my career. So I took a while. I interviewed with quite a few other brokerages.
Okay.
And what sold me with Howard Hanna was there was a select few people that very much helped me see what Howard Hanna is all about. But at the end of the day, it's the family feel that they have there.
Yeah. Howard Hanna is very supportive.
Very supportive.
I was actually talking with another agent, and we're talking about the culture at Howard Hanna. It's a very interesting, supportive brokerage. And I saw that during the Dancing with the Realtors. Were you there?
Yeah,
Hey,
it was.
hey.
Yep, Women's Council.
And I was amazed at how many Howard Hanna people were there, that came out to
Yeah,
support and
representing.
stuff. Yeah.
There was a couple of Howard Hanna agents that
It was insane.
yeah, and they always show up. That's just a huge thing. It's family owned. It will stay family owned. That will never change.
Yeah.
It's almost like, what is it, Planet Fitness, like that judgment free, that's kind of how it is. And then the resources, to me, are second to none.
Yeah.
The opportunity to grow in leadership, management, or just as an agent, I don't think that you can find that anywhere else, but I also haven't been anywhere else but EXP.
Right.
So I would say I thought long and hard,
Yeah.
and as I think you should.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have done it sooner.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you made it, and I think it looks good on you. You seem to be very comfortable there.
I am.
And I'm seeing. It's interesting. I was talking about this with another agent, but like I've worked with agents, the same agents for years, and it's always interesting because I can see their growth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
and I've seen your growth actually just from when we first met to where you're at today, you have professionally grown
Thank you.
your business. Yeah, so
I appreciate you
it's always-
noticing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can see. I always watch.
Yeah.
But no, it's very cool, and I don't know if it's partly probably because of Howard Hanna and the support, and
100%.
you know, it's kind of framed how you might look at real estate and doing business because you see other people doing stuff.
Right, and that's another thing too. You're in this business. It's yours, right? It's no one else's. Yes, you're under a brokerage, but I want to be at a place where when someone hears my name,
Yeah.
they know Howard Hanna also. You
Right.
know, it's not just, I mean, as much as it's mine and it's just me. You know, you're building a brand surrounded by that.
Right.
So I hope that I'm starting to plant that seed
Yeah,
where
yeah.
people hear my name and they know Howard Hanna.
Yeah, absolutely. What can people expect by when working with you? Do you have a certain process? Can you give us an idea of what it would be like working with you? Do you have a process that you do, or yeah?
So I say organization is definitely a New Year's resolution of mine. I could definitely be more organized. I'm a very go with the flow, but also very transparent. You know, there won't be anything that you don't know with me. I'm going to be very straightforward from the start, showing houses or even going over a buyer's agency, which that's a whole animal we could all talk about, to the closing table. So I feel I'm personable, you know, when I meet people and new leads and they're not, you know, not coming from someone that already knows me, usually fairly quickly, you know, it feels like we've known each other forever. So that is a huge thing for me. Again, back to the relationship building
From you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think I told you that.
Yeah,
so-
transparent and let's be besties because I mean, if we don't get along, it's not going to go well. I don't have any horror stories in that. I mean, I think almost all of my transactions have been pretty smooth. I mean, there's always hiccups, right? But nothing that has caused a strain between me and my client.
Sure.
So again, like I think transparency is huge.
Yeah.
And being easy to speak to and you know, having that family feel
Yeah.
and comfortable, the
Trust.
comfortability, you know, for someone to be able to ask you any question. So that's how I roll. Sometimes I fly off, you know, the seat of my pants on certain things, but it's worked out for me.
Tell how it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but honesty is everything, right? No one's gotten too far by being a big old liar, so.
Doesn't help anything.
Not at all.
It's not a good thing. What's your favorite part of the deal?
The closing table.
Closing table.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it be? Especially in those situations where it's a first-time home buyer, or you know, someone getting out of something because they're moving on to bigger and better things. There are times where those moments can be sad, but still, if you try to make the best of it, like, hey, you know, this is your next step forward.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you know, payday, that's always important.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say just seeing someone, you know, whether close that chapter or it's opening a new one, it's still always moving forward.
Yeah.
And who doesn't love to move forward, right?
Right. Have you had anybody in your life that has inspired you, or where do you get your motivation from?
I think to begin with, you know, my kids and, you know, my family, my husband wanting to be successful and, you know, being a woman and owning your own business is huge.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be successful, but just being able to show my kids that, you know, hard work can pay off. I would say a huge part, though, of my success and my knowledge, again, back to I had an amazing mentor. And hopefully you can get her on here because she would be a great person to talk to, Allie Martinez, and she is now at Howard Hanna as well. We're there together. She's great. She's amazing. And that's why I say having a great mentor when you get started with this is very important. And I owe at least some of my knowledge and how I go about things and some of my success it would be because of what I've learned from her.
Yeah.
But my why
She's a great
at the end of the day is my kids and my husband, my
Yeah.
family. Yeah.
Let's talk about your kids for 2 seconds,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was really cool. Yeah, all boys, right?
All boys.
3 boys.
3 boys.
She's a boy mom.
Boy mom.
And you're taking your kids to the WWE, which I thought was the coolest thing.
That is.
You know.
It was quite the trip.
What was that like? And tell me about like
So
your kids.
I have a
reaction.
10-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old, all boys. Austin, Brady, and Evan. And they are quite the little gentlemen, sometimes little monsters. They're obsessed with wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, and my brothers were too.
Yeah.
So it's funny,
Yeah.
like seeing that
Yeah.
come full circle, right? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, we WWE tickets for Christmas. My husband and I got the whole family.
They loved it.
They loved it, and you know, seeing them, and they get to have videos, and they get so hype, and they know all their names, and they're like, rah, and it was.
Yeah.
I looked
Coolest
at their
mom.
faces
Yeah.
more than I watched the
Yeah.
wrestling, which. God, I don't know if you could pay me to go again, maybe to see their faces, but I mean, I feel like.
What was it like?
You know, so when I watched it back in the day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it seemed so much more real when
Yeah.
I was little, but then I'm also thinking like, okay, was I just little too?
Yeah.
And is this what it's always really looked like? I don't know. I feel like they've kind of, I don't know, they lost their little like touch to make it look so real.
Yeah.
But it's still a good time, and there's a couple of the wrestlers, I couldn't even tell you their names.
Mm-hmm.
They do really well like engaging the audience and going around and making sure that they autograph people's stuff and you know.
Is that at the Huntington?
So we went to the one in Detroit.
Oh,
At the Little
Detroit.
Caesars Arena. So again, the boys thought that was super
Mm-hmm.
cool because they got to see where the Red Wings and the Pistons play.
Yeah.
So very, 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 very cool.
Are
Very
you
cool.
gonna take them to the auto show?
Yes, they all love the cars and the old cars and yep.
Well, they got the Detroit Auto Show next week.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, my kids we go to in the summer, the Perrysburg one.
Yep.
You know, they have just like I think they just
Yeah.
invite like the neighborhood and whatever people have it, and they come and pull their cars up. We do that a lot in the summertime. So yeah, super fun. Yeah.
Well, it's been great talking with you and learning more about you. I'm excited to see you continue to thrive in your business. I think 2026 is going to be an amazing year for you. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how you grow with that. And how do people get in touch with you if they want to do business with you?
So you can get me on my social media. It's just Jessica Lowe. But my number is 419-344-5888. You can hit up David too. He has my contact information. But if you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or even if you're looking at getting into the business, there is a room for all of us to be successful here. I'd love to help you, show you the ropes, be a mentor. So yeah, get a hold of me.
Okay. Thanks, Jessica, for coming on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.